a luggage benefit can be given to the international tourists. This would be a very short step that would not require any
that's
huge
one.
mess.
So go on,
And
keep
sir,
counting.
And sir, along with that, in summer season, some fair benefits can be given to the tourists. For example, 40% off on the return ticket to Pakistan in June, July, because the mountainous and the KP areas are very much mobilized in terms of the mountainous tourism.
All right,
that's true. Tourism, sir, which you said. So, and this answer, of course, the local development, the infrastructure development, better hotels to stay, and better food for the international tourists, international level hotels. That are ultimately in some definite components that should be incorporated.
Okay, your birthplace is Lahore, and you come from Maltown.
Yes, sir.
Can you name a few literary personalities who have been residing in Maltown?
Yes, sir. There are multiple personalities. Two of them, which I know, is Sir Ashfaq Ahmed and the Fazgar, which is in F Block Model Town. And sir, there are multiple others.
Others also. Okay. कुछ गल्लां कर लईए पंजाबी बारे.
जी सर.
पंजाबी दा जेड़ा सूफियाना फलसफा है ਉਹਦੇ हमा उस ते हमा अज उस दी गल कीती गई है. ਇਹ ਕੀ ਨੇ? हमा उस की है ते हमा अज उस की है.
सर, जे तुसी मैनू इजाजत दवो तो यह वादतुल वजूद ते वादतुल शहूद की गल है. सर, वादतुल वजूद है कि जी ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੈ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁਦਾ ਵਸਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਾਦਤੁਲ ਸ਼ਹੂਦ ਹੈ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਵਲੀਉੱਲਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਰੈਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਿਬਲਾ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਸ਼ੈ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੁਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਵਸਦਾ, ਹਰ ਸ਼ੈ ਖੁਦਾ ਦੀ ਬਣਾਈ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਵੱਡਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਇੱਕ ਫਰਕ ਸੀ ਦੋਵਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ.
ਅਨਲ ਹੱਕ ਨੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਆਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਔਰ ਉਹ ਕਿਸ ਫਲਸਫੇ ਵੱਲ ਇਸ਼ਾਰਾ ਹੈ? ਅਨਲ ਹੱਕ ਕਹਿਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਕੌਣ ਸੀ?
ਸਰ, ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ 'ਚ ਇਲਮ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਨਾਕਾਫੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਨਸਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਾਂਗਾ.
ਬਾਬਾ ਬੁੱਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸ਼ਾਇਰੀ ਦਾ ਬੜਾ ਸਿਰਕੜਵਾਂ ਸ਼ਾਇਰ ਹੈ. ਕੀ ਖਾਸ ਗੱਲ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬੁੱਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਵਰਗਾ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ? ਕਿਉਂ?
ਸਰ, ਬੁੱਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਇਰੀ ਇਸ ਸਵਾਲ ਦੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਇਰੀ ਇੱਕ ਤੇ ਆਮ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ. ਨਾਲੇ ਸਰ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਇਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰ ਰੰਗ ਹੈ. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਾਸ਼ਰੇ ਦੀ ਤਕਮੀਲ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੀਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵਾਦਤੁਲ ਵਜੂਦ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਕਨਸੈਪਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਅੱਛੇ ਅਲਫਾਜ਼ਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਦਿੱਤਾ. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਲਾਓ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਅੱਧਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ. ਸਰ, ਬੁੱਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾਵਣ ਆਈਆਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਤੇ ਪਰਜਾਈਆਂ, ਆਲ ਨਬੀ ਔਲਾਦ ਅਲੀ.
ਇਹ ਤੇ ਰੋਮਾਂਟਿਸਿਜ਼ਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ. ਕੁਝ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰੋ, ਮਸਜਿਦ ਢਾਹ ਦੇ, ਮੰਦਰ ਢਾਹ ਦੇ ਜੋ ਕੋਈ ਟਹਿੰਦਾ. ਇਹ ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਈ?
ਸਰ, ਬੁੱਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਆਖਦੇ ਪਏ ਹੋ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੀਨ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਈਮਾਨ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਮਸਜਿਦਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਮੰਦਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਠੀਕ ਕਰੋਗੇ, ਉਹ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਰ ਹਰ ਮਜ਼ਹਬ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਆਈਡੀਅਲ ਡਰਾਫਟ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨੂੰ ਆਈਡੀਅਲਿਟੀ ਵੱਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾ ਸਕੋ, ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਾਰਕ ਏਰੀਆਜ਼ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੱਢ ਸਕੋ. ਤੇ ਬੁੱਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੰਦਰ ਮਸਜਿਦ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਮਸੀਤੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੀਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ. ਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਆਪ ਅੰਦਰ ਠੀਕ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੋਸਾਇਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਚੰਗੇ ਰਹਿ ਸਕੋਗੇ.
Right, gentlemen. Name any 5 buildings of the Mughal period in Lahore.
Sir, I would say Badshahi Mosque and Lahore Fort. It's then the Shalimar Bagh, the Chauburji, as sir discussed before. And sir, unfortunately, I cannot recall the 5th one.
So many. Jahangir's tomb, Noor Jahan's tomb, Kamran's Baradari.
Yes,
so many.
And Wazir Khan Mosque as well, sir.
Wazir Khan Mosque, a very prominent building in Lahore.
Lahore is rich in heritage. What is Gandhi's full name?
Sir, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi.
Yes, right. What are the possible challenges to the Afghan peace deal? What is Pakistan's role in it? What is Pakistan's stake in it?
Sir, as regards the challenges can majorly be segregated into two sectors: the internal challenges and the external challenges. So internal challenges, as said, that the internal power groups of Afghanistan should be involved, because if we go through the history, it can be analyzed that every power group, whenever got a chance, it traveled to the Kabul in order to take over the government. So the current power groups that include General Ismail's group and Abdul Rashid Dostum's group, Taliban, they should be taken, all of them should be taken on board, so that even after the withdrawal of US, a peace oriented government can be ensured in Afghanistan. And sir, external challenges, as we discussed, that it is a catch-22 situation between Taliban and US. Sir, as regards Pakistan's role, Pakistan has always played a very pivotal role in establishing peace in Afghanistan.
Why?
Sir, it is because Pakistan and Afghanistan share similar geography and cultural history. And moreover, peace in Afghanistan will ultimately then establish peace in Afghanistan by maintaining the western border of Pakistan, which is 2,500 kilometers estimately. And sir, the Pashtun ethnic line, which is resident on both of the sides. In this regard, sir, the border management, the porous border, all these factors would be incorporated. And sir, there is one more interesting thing, that after New York, Karachi has become the second largest cannabis consumer after New York. And sir, for that we need to first curb all the routes that Pakistan is threatened about how would Pakistan control the drug infusion into the land. And first of all, that needs to be controlled by controlling the porous border.
Right. What about another stakeholder, a non-government stakeholder in Afghanistan? You haven't mentioned it.
Sir,
who are those?
Sir, is it? Sir, actually, I only know about two of them, which
Taliban.
Taliban, the
plays
most
a very important role.
Yes, sir. I unfortunately missed them.
तालिबान की इन्वॉल्वमेंट के बगैर तो पीस या कुछ फ्यूचर अफगानिस्तान का इनकम्प्लीट.
बिल्कुल सर.
Right.
Thank you so much, sir, for the valuable addition. I forgot.
Right. How can Pakistan pull itself out of FATF? First of all, what does FATF stand for?
Sir, FATF stands for Financial Action Task Force. It is a body which was formed in 1989 by 36
How can Pakistan pull out of it?
So Pakistan can pull out of it in two major contexts by implementing its decisions. The first thing is that Pakistan can implement all the suggestions that FATF has suggested, upon which out of 27, 21 Pakistan has successfully implemented them, and 6 are yet to be pending. And so and the factor which is, I believe, even more important is that the Pakistan and the region needs to realize that this is basically a dirty game of isolating Pakistan in the region. Because if we go back to 2019, when Pakistan was put into grey list, US was the president and India was the vice president. And this has been, if we connect the dots, this has been a proper strategy upon which India has been working to isolate Pakistan. In regards dilapidating Pakistan's lobby of Turkey and Saudi Arabia. So I believe the political integration in the region would also help out in pulling out Pakistan.
Bete, concentrate on the focus on the question. How can Pakistan get out of it?
Sir, Pakistan can get out of it by implementing the economic recommendations, right, and controlling the counter-terror financing, if there is any found out by our money laundering, sir, and sir, boosting and bolstering its political lobby in FATF.
Right. Is smog a national or a regional issue, and how can we deal with it?
Sir, comparing it with the national and regional, it is of course a regional issue, because not only Pakistan but other countries of the region are also being impacted by the smog, its health issues, its other governing issues, administrative issues. But sir, more important than that, it is not only a regional but a global issue as well. And interestingly, there is no global organization and a global body that deals or to control the environmental challenges. Surprisingly, there are treaties, but United Nations has not formed any international body to control and curb the environmental degradation in this regard. There are agreements like Paris Agreement. So, sir, implementing all the global, moving towards it with a global integration, implementing green technologies, and moving to the renewable resources would ultimately.
Well, I'll extend my question. What is your view, your take on the government's initiatives to preserve environment in Pakistan?
Sir, I believe government has taken very positive initiatives in this regard. If we look at the billion tree tsunami project and the solar power plants and sir, other multiple projects that include the environmental conservation, the strengthening of environmental protection agencies, the EIA's procedures, I believe Pakistan's government has taken very significant steps. Being the 7th most vulnerable country to the climate change, Pakistan is yet playing a very significant role. And even if we consider the dilapidated condition of Pakistan's economy, then I believe the steps taken by the Pakistan's government would be magnified.
Right. That will do.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Jawad, coming from Lahore.
Yes, sir.
18th Constitutional Amendment